Boom.
Biddly, 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 but yes, yo. There ain't nobody down round here. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. I've got that Friday feeling. The record 741 likes. We're going to smash that out of park in this video today, aren't we? All of you guys, now sorry, badger, are going to get on down now into that like button there, and we're going to cozy on up to that like button. You're going to get up onto T, and you're going to go, and you're going to knock that like button on for you out. We're going to reach 800 likes, and there ain't no doubt about it. We've got a few shout outs to do for the super chats last night on my live, on my slightly intoxicated live last night, which I certainly didn't watch back. Shout out to Mick the Crocodile Dundee, Sean Rooney, Southie, MVG, and Render LUFC. Shout out to Mick the Crocodile Dundee, Mick the Croc Dundee, Sean Rooney, Southie, MVG, and Render LUFC. You're all absolute legends. We've got a video de Merida Rapida, which I wrote in my notes last night, and I thought, I don't know what that's about, so I had to then Google it, translate it, and it's a translation for quick shit vid. So quick shit vid, video de Merida Rapido, which sounds a bit too much like Rapido to me, but, you know, we take what we get when we get it. I've got a quick dog story to tell you. I must tell you, because I was on the way home from work, got my fish and chips, and nearly ran over a dog. It came out, running out near a roundabout. I went flying into the roundabout to try save the dog. In the process, murdered my fish and chips. They went all over my footwell. I was slightly frustrated. I kept going home, and then I thought, do the right thing, Jack. Go and save the dog. Go and save the dog. So I turned around, spun around. Couldn't pick the dog up because I'm not a dog man. I'm not a dog whisperer. So I was knocking on everybody's door, and I was like, this lovely woman came out and helped me retrieve the dog. And then we got it back to the owner, and he was so blasé about it, which is totally fine. But, you know, I didn't want a charity fund off of him or all, but he was like, all right, cheers. Sorry about that. And I was like, mate, honestly, like, it's been running around the roundabout. There's like, you know, it's 5 o'clock. It's peak time. The dog, you have no idea how close this dog nearly died. I saw it nearly die about 4 times. I nearly died not dying it. So, but yeah, I was just like, wow. So I got home, I've been fish and chips. I was brown bread. I was out of it, sleeping like a baby. And then I woke up and I was like, 7 o'clock. I thought I've missed work. You know, and you go into them mental things. And I thought today was tomorrow and I've lost it. And honestly, anyway, that's not why we're here, but we had to do the dog story. We're 3 minutes in. Imagine what the cock watchers are going to be worried about now. They're going to be going absolutely ballistic. But we don't care because we're here for clout. Geld out to Rangers. Joe's just done a video as well, briefly touching on this. To be fair, I was trying to get on the Glasgow Times. They've done an article on it, but it's since been removed. So I couldn't actually find much more information out about it. So I don't know whether it's just like that one shouldn't have gone out there and get it deleted. You know, maybe it's further's news. I think that'd be a mint move for Geldart, to be fair. Rangers, I know it's Scotland's league's not the best league in the world and stuff, but in terms, they'll be competitive, won't they, next year? Obviously, you've still got the 49ers contingency plan, you know, so Geldart will be familiar with my man Paraag, who's stepping on all over the world. But yeah, I think that'd be a mint move for us and for him. I think he'll do well at Rangers, won't he? I know Roof went over to Scotland, did all right and stuff. So he's a good player for decent players, and a good place for decent players to go and potentially improve themselves. So good luck to him if that is the case. I want the best for Joffrey. I do like him. For some unknown reason, I hold him quite close to, I won't say my heart, that's probably too strong a word, but too strong a gesture. Too strong an organ to hold him close to, but I do like the guy. Villarreal tomorrow. I'm really excited about this, to be honest. I'm really excited about who we go with. We're getting tantalisingly close to the start of the season, aren't we? I'll be watching live on here with a watch along. I'll be doing a match reaction and all the rest of it. Worth mentioning, you know, people say they come on here and they don't learn or you know, there's no valid information on here. Well, it's worth mentioning that the Park and Ride will not be running tomorrow on Saturday for Saturday's game. It's expected to be running back usual times, all that jazz, for the first game against Everton. So look at that bit of info getting dropped up in this beach. Nobody's saying that I'm a river to you people, aren't I? That's literally, you know, you come here Thursday and you leave here quenched. 3 p.m. game. I really think we'll see a strong starting lineup, which I'm not saying we haven't seen because, you know, we don't have the most mental squad where you think, you know, just playing absolute randomers. But I really think we'll start to see good, solid, strong lineups now. And if we do go 3 in the middle, Longstaff, Tanaka, Ampadu, or Stack, or whoever's in there, long stack and Tanaka, long stack and Ampadu, whatever. If it's 3 in middle, we are getting the business done out with this season. Because I think if it goes 4-3-3 tomorrow, I think that is legit the way we're going with it. I think it's 4-3-3 that's quite malleable as well, because I think Tanaka can sort of push forward into the 8 and like long staff or stack or long stack or Ampadu and long staff or Ampadu and stack can sit and let Tanaka sort of progress a little bit further on, not necessarily into the 10 role, but just, give him a little bit of a freedom like a diamond up in this bitch again. No Illuminati shit round here, though. We don't do that stuff round here. We'll leave that up to the Voldemorts of the world. I'm sure they're involved in the Illuminati. Up to £20 million for Solomon. We're starting to talk about Solomon again. I think that's pretty reasonable, to be honest. I was hopeful that we'd be getting something really exciting, and that's not against Solomon, because I think he was brilliant for his last season. He had loads of goal involvements, and obviously got the winner at the last moment of the season, which everybody said I'm not bothered about winning league, just about promotion. And then when goal went in, beers going everywhere in Boozer, so it seemed pretty serious to me. I was slightly hopeful that we'd just get something that maybe a little bit more unknown, like Paxo stuffing. I'm also aware that Paxo stuffing is quite a big noise. It's not like he's an unknown footballer, but it's somebody we wasn't necessarily expecting to achieve. I think when we went up at the end of last season, I think everybody thought Solomon would sort of be the first thing done. And then as it's sort of worn on, I've become increasingly more okay with the fact that he might not come to the club because of who we're looking at. But if we don't start pulling a Paxo stuffing type signing off, I think a good solid backup of Solomon would be mint. And really, you get Solomon in, you can still get Paxo stuffing somebody of his caliber in, because 20 million is not going to break the bank. It might, obviously, it's going to reduce how much we can spend overall, but I think 18 million is a pretty good move for my man Solomon. Jack Harrison is apparently set to be our top earner on 90k a week, so I'll just leave that there. So, if you do bring Paxo stuff in, L-esque type signing in, and bring Solomon in, Harrison is out the door and out the window. I know people are saying suggesting it'd be hard to get rid of him, but I think if my man Paraag, stepping all over the world, wants rid of him, he will be able to get rid of him, because it's just getting him off at bucks in it at that point. Even if you get 5 million or something for him, there will be some suitor for Harrison somewhere along the line. But like I keep trying to say, if it doesn't happen and we bring Solomon in and he ends up being our 5th winger, it doesn't matter that he's on 90 grand a week. You need not worry about people's wages, honestly. Let my man Paraag worry about that. He's doing these deals in his sleep, and we know that he's in a deep sleep, that he needs to create a coma at the moment, because we do need to get moving. I want to get another one in before next Saturday, before the final penultimate pre-season game, before the big game against Everton on that Monday, when the park and ride is back running, baby. Paraag, the man with the biggest footstep in the north of England, apparently really rates Joseph, which is a concern for me. I was hopeful that we'll be cashing in on Joseph to the best of his abilities, 100% profit and all that stuff at PSR. Talking about loaning him out, Paraag apparently rates him. Obviously, he's refused to train, so whether or not Paraag can deal with that type of misconduct or not, I'm not so sure. But everybody keeps saying if he goes out on loan, it just increases his value. It only increases his value if he goes away and he's decent. My concern is he goes away and doesn't do anything. It's very similar to what he did in Championship this year for us. His value decreases, doesn't it? And I don't really care. I've spoke to you before about value, and if my man Paraag, stepping all over the world, thinks that's the best thing for him to go out and attempt to rip it up somewhere else, then fair enough. If it decreases his value, then fair enough. If we say could get 10 million for him now, end up getting 5 million for him in January or end of season, who cares? Do you know what I mean? It's up to them to sort the books out. But I'd rather just really get it out of the way, let him go, get the 100% PSR stuff, invest it back in the squad now when we really need it. Because I don't think he's ever going to play for us in the Premier League. And the idea that we're staying up is the only idea that 49ers and Paraag's got. And my man Underwood, they all want to stay up this season. So if he can't get in it this season, if he couldn't get in it last season, I think it's really unlikely that he gets in it next season. Where's he going to go on loan and come back like Harry Kane? I can't envisage it. It'd be wonderful if it did, and I'd love to be proved wrong on it. But the jury is out with Joseph, in my opinion. And I think he spat Dummy out. For some reason, he's still getting away with it. When Nonto spat Dummy out, he got booed. When Wobber left, he got booed. When Aronson left, he got booed. When Harrison left, he got booed. Nobody likes Harrison. Nobody wants him back. Everybody loves saying he's shite and all this stuff just because his mum's a bit of a whopper and that he doesn't want to be here, allegedly. But for some reason, we all have to go, oh, Joseph, Matteo is a young lad. He's full of potential. He's a chock full of potential. Turn it in, love. The Moroccan that I briefly mentioned in my live last night, while moderately intoxicated during the video de Mediado Rapido, the quick ship vid, which turned out to be an hour-long drinking session. Bilal El Khannouss from Leicester. That would be an exciting sign also. This is the type of sprinkling on top that we were discussing the other day. Obviously, he's only 21 years old, and it was probably the only decent thing to come out of Leicester last year after an awful season for him. I expect there'll be some competition for him, but I think if there's not much movement in the transfer market, like, you know, Eze, Crystal Palace, I think West Ham are in for him and stuff like that. As long as nobody really is on the move, I think we're probably in quite a good position to get him. They're talking about 22 million. Obviously, he signed for Leicester, so he's, you know, the sky's not quite the limit with him, so it is very reasonable for us to get him. It's on that 21-year-old hype as well. That's what I was saying. If we'd have got Paxo stuff in, that's your main man, innit? And then you bring a 21-year-old to just, I don't know, just soak it all up and really, you know, try and force the way into the squad. It creates real good strength in depth, doesn't it? And it creates, when you've got creative players on the bench that are looking to make a career for themselves, while you've got sort of seasoned pros like Solomon, you know, who is like ready to cement himself as a full-time Premier League footballer. And then you've got your Bilal El Khannouss, who fancies it, you know, and looks like he's got plenty in tank. That'd be a brilliant signing. Still obviously looking for somebody up top, which I think is becoming, to me, increasingly unlikely that we get something done. But who knows? Paraag might be working in the wings. But, you know, nobody do it how he does it. I'll be live tomorrow for game. Reaction to lot and all of it and all that stuff. Shout out to Estrella Galacia. Shout out to Mark Bradley, Arse Ripper, Render LUFC, Mick the Crocodile Dundee, Sean Rooney, Southie, and MVG. Take it easy, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the place to be, baby!
Boom.